So how many of you guys out there are Hero fans but cannot stand the sight of this deck? Because I will tell you, this is cancer. I hate this deck so much, but I absolutely love Elemental Heroes. So quick background, I was out of the game for a long period of time, but when I was younger, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and I loved Elemental Heroes. One of my first, like, I guess you could call them, it wasn't even like a real deck because I wasn't like competitive in the game, but for fun, I had just like an elemental hero deck with like all of Jaden's old heroes like Burstinatrix and Avian, and it was horrible, but I just had fun playing it, and ever since then I've loved the elemental hero archetype. But looking at this now, man, this is so boring to play. And I'm sure you guys have been seeing this a lot if you've been playing on Dev Pro regionals. This is becoming a rather popular deck, and unfortunately, because I absolutely hate it. Uh, so with that in mind, I tried to come up with a version of heroes that could still be kind of competitive, but might be a little more fun than what you see on your screen now. So with that being said, I'll show you my version of Totally Awesome Heroes that isn't quite as obnoxious as this build. So here we go, totally ass some heroes, because this deck is kind of ass compared to the other one, but here we go. And so this is just going to be a quick deck profile showing you guys like an alternate way that you could run heroes if you want to make the deck a little more fun, a little more, I don't know, combo heavy, I guess. Not really combo deck, but it could do more things. It's a little more fun to play, and so yeah, I'll just get into the deck profile quick. And this is a fun deck to play. This one is a lot more fun than the other one, and I'll get into it with a couple of the card choices. But as in any hero deck that you're playing with right now, you should be playing 3 Shadow Mist and 3 Bubble Man. That should be mandatory. Bubble Man is too good right now because Totally Awesome is such an unfair card, and it gives you so much advantage. So the easy access to Bahamut Shark is a must. So we played 3 and 3. The difference here is that we play a Blazeman. Blazeman kind of gives you a feel of the old elemental hero decks where you're still going to be able to fuse more often, a little more board spamming, and in general, Blazeman is a very, very good card. If Blazeman did not have the restriction that when it sends to grave, when it foolishes a hero, that you could only special summon fusion monsters, this card would be so good. Unfortunately, for that restriction, it becomes unplayable in the current hero deck. But that being said, Blazeman is a +1 on summon for whichever effect you're using. If you use it to send Shadow Mist, you get to search out a Bubble Man, and if you use it, or you could use it as a +1 to search for your Poly. So it is a very good card. It's a Stratos in essence. Obviously not as good because if you send Shadow Mist, you only have one target to search, and then you can't special summon anything except for fusion monsters that turn. But that being said, in this version of the deck, Blazeman is very solid, and we'll get into kind of how you could abuse Blazeman and the point of him after we round out the monsters. So running out the monsters, we play 3 Tin Goldfish and 2 Summoner Monk. Obviously, Tin Goldfish is the replacement for Goblinberg now that it gives you Bahamut Shark into Totally Awesome access. Very, very solid card for the deck. And Summoner Monk is, whenever you open this card, it's very good because it guarantees you a Dark Law, and also usually allows you to back it up with at least a Rafflesia, but this is a very solid card as well. Alright, so why play the Blazeman? Well, there are times when I'm testing out the other hero deck where what happens is when you draw too many monster cards, your Bubble Mans get clogged in your hand and you can't do anything with them. So if you draw like multiple Tin Goldfish or multiple Shadow Mist, your hands are very, very, very dead. What Blazeman allows you to do is search for a Poly, and then get some of those extra monsters out of your hand, which allows you to make your Blazemans or your Bubble Mans live. And that is the one benefit to playing Blazeman. Apart from all the negatives of playing Blazeman, which believe me, there's a lot. But for this version of the deck, Blazeman is pretty cool. And like I said, it does allow you to to make sure your Bubble Mans are live, which is really cool. So that's the hero lineup. You throw in the Blazeman, gives you a little more variety, gives you some more options with your Shadow Mist search, because a lot of times you don't need more Bubble Mans. So it gives you another option to search for. Yeah, besides that, the monster lineup's pretty standard. Alright, so moving into the spells, 2 Desires, just, you could play 3 as well, just there's nothing else I really wanted to cut, but you could easily just play 3 if you want it. Then 3 Hero Lives, 3 Emergency Call, 3 Mass Change. That should be standard for any hero deck. 2 instant fusion because Norton is still very solid in this deck, giving you instant rank 4s to a very powerful pool of cards. 2 Twin Twister for back row. I don't like to play 3 because it's very bad when you have to go first, because you always you almost always empty out your hand, and it doesn't help you make a good board. But the deck is so bad going second that you kind of need this. And that's another reason that the Blazeman is pretty cool, because it gives you more options going second, allows you to flood the board a little more. And then moving into our fusion spells, 2 Miracle Fusion, throwback here. Miracle Fusion has never been a bad card. It's just that in the current version of Heroes, it's lackluster. But when you're playing Blazeman and you're playing the Poly, and you can fill up your grave a little faster, Miracle Fusion is very good. It's a very good top deck, and allows you to push for a game very easily. So Miracle Fusions in this deck are very good. And then finally, the 1 Polymerization, which you can search out with Blazeman should you want it. Finally, we round out with a Mass Charge and a Reinforcement of the Army, pretty standard in any hero deck. The trap lineup, 2-dimensional barrier, because this card is the nuts. If only it was not $75. Very unfortunate. 2 Solemn Strikes and a Solemn Warning. You could easily play 3 if you want to cut something else. But the Solemn Brigade, of course, very good. Couple Rafflesia targets. You could pick these to your liking, although I feel like these are the 2 best right now. I think Bottomless I'm not a fan of, just because like every Metal Foes deck is playing Triple Bambuku and Kieran, so yeah, Kieran rails this deck, and Bottomless doesn't really do anything to Kieran. And then finally, Vanity's Emptiness to round out the trap lineup. So yeah, so pretty much just looking at the main deck, I just want to go one more time into why Blazeman could be helpful for the deck, and why you might want to play it. So is this deck as good as the normal hero deck, or the standard hero deck right now? No, it is not. But what advantages do playing this Blazeman engine with the Miracle Fusions and Poly? What does that give you? 1, you're not going to your hands will not get clogged with monsters, because you could use the Poly to fuse away any excess like Tin Goldfish or Summoner Monks or Shadow Mist that you have stuck in your hand, allowing you to make your Bubble Man live. And 2, it allows you to play more going second. You have more options to break through boards. So those are the 2 ways in which Blazeman is actually kind of helpful to the deck. And just in general, this deck is a lot more fun to play than the other deck. So if you're going to a regional, I say bring the other deck. If you're trying to play for fun, you're playing online, playing at a locals, try this out. This is a lot more fun. And for all you hero fans out there that are always complaining, oh, it's not a real hero deck, you only play 6 hero monsters, and it's just ring 4 spam. Well, here you go. Here's an option that allows you to still play a competitive deck while giving you a little bit more feel of that traditional hero build. Okay, and with that being said, let's just hop right into the extra deck quickly. Obviously, you're still going to be playing your 2 Dark Laws. It's still like win con. I mean, you still want to go first and make a big board, so it's in that regard, it's not that much different than the standard hero build. But yeah, so you're still going to need to play your 2 Dark Laws, your Anki, your Acid. Then you have 3 targets for your Miracle Fusions and Polys. Ab-Zero, Escuridao, and Nova Master. Escuridao is really important to play. It allows you to fuse either Miracle Fuse with Summoner Monks in your grave, or if you have dead Summoner Monks in your hand, you could fuse with those. And that's important as well. That comes up a lot. That's the one time where I find, like, if I draw multiple Summoner Monks, or if I have like, yeah, mostly that's pretty much it. Like, sometimes you will draw multiple Summoner Monks, or have like Summoner Monk and Shadow Mist in your hand, and that's only, you can only normal summon one of them. You can normal summon your Summoner Monk into Blazeman, and then use it to fuse out the Shadow Mist, giving you a search for your Bubble Man. Yeah, so you have to play a Escuridao. It actually comes up a decent amount, and you could then mask change it into Dark Law on your opponent's turn if you have a mask change. And then obviously Nova Master is a very good card that you could use fuse with Blazeman to make, and it actually gives you some sort of I don't know, it's a big beater that you can put alongside Dark Law that allows you to keep gaining advantage with the drawing cards. And yeah, so these cards are actually, like, Escuridao obviously doesn't do much on its own. The other 2 are solid cards. They're not bad at all. Then we get our Norden for the instant fusion. And then going into the Exceed pool, Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome. Normally you would play 2 Totally Awesome because you could use Bahamut Shark's effect twice, but in this extra deck is a lot tighter having to play these other fusions. So I just play one, and you always have the option to put the Totally Awesome back into your extra deck if you use its effect, so that you could bring it out again on your next turn. Then some just standard rank 4s, probably the best rank 4s in generic rank 4s that you could make in this deck, and that's Castel, Rafflesia, Dweller, and the Utopia package. The side deck is very rough. I just threw it together in about 10 seconds before making this video. I don't know exactly what you'd want to side, but I do know some things that I definitely would not take out. The first being Maxis. These should be... You struggle so much going second that you need to side a lot of cards for when you're forced to go second. I think Maxis are just generically very good against everything. The Kaijus are really important because you can't really deal with stun monsters, whether it be like Kirin, whether it be opposing Dark Laws or Totally Awesomes. The Kaijus are just very important. System downs, I would not take these out. These are really important for playing against ABC, which could be a big struggle if you don't get to start. Any form of board clear could be good, because like I said, breaking through boards is not very easy with heroes. Going second is not a strong suit, so setting Regekis or Dark Holes is definitely a good option. And then finally, Anti-Spell Fragrance is a very good card going first. Obviously against any Pendulum variant, even ABC, the Mirror Match, if you happen to play like Blue Eyes, going first, Anti-Spell is just such a good card this format. Pretty much everything against Paleozoic, except for Paleozoics and PK Fire. With that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick deck profile. I could do more of these. Just, you know, I don't really feel the need to show super standard stuff because you see those deck lists everywhere. So maybe something with a little flavor like this that could be a little different, just something that you guys could test out. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Also, I wanted to just say thank you guys. I've seen my Empowered ABC combo video is actually at like 60 or 70 views right now, which I'm really amazed at, seeing that I have 1 subscriber. So thank you guys for the support. If you happen to watch that, if you happen to watch this, you like it, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll keep bringing you guys content. I have fun doing it. Also, I would just like to say that for future plans, I do have 2 IRL deck profiles that should be coming out soon. That being ABC, Empowerment ABC and DDD. I have my Pot of Desires being shipped to me as we speak, and whenever I get those, it'll probably be later this week or beginning of next week, I'll be able to put together some real life deck profiles. I didn't want to make the profiles without the Desires, so now that they're coming, watch out for those in the near future. So with that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Show Jaden your support and give this deck a shot. So until next time, stay out of the Shadow Realm and good luck dueling. Thank you.